Alrighty, today we're going to go over how to make a artistic cutout in Inkscape. So we're going to go ahead and start by just drawing a box. So we're going to make like a plaque, and we're going to put a deer head inside of it. So you just grab the box and you drag it out. Notice at the top you'll see that there's these rounded corners here. As I drag that out, I can just take those. This is like for a fillet, and I can drag those up. And then I can drag this one over. There we go. Now I have a square box. So if you wanted to round those corners, you can drag these over and it'll round them like this. So it's just hold and drag. So once that's done, it doesn't matter the shape, so don't worry about the shape or the size yet. Once that's done, you're going to go over to the cursor, click that. Notice that now your box has this little dashed perimeter around it. Up at the top of the screen, you'll see that we have a width and a height call out. So I'm going to deselect this. Notice that when I hover over, it says, when locked, change both width and height by the same proportion. So that just gives you scaling as you drag the corner of this box so that it doesn't distort your image. So I'm going to loosen up on that and unlock it, and then I'm going to give it the size that I want. So if I do 5-inch, and then I go to height and go to 5-inch. Once that's done, now I have this nice box here. So now I'm going to lock my scaling. So now you'll notice what happens is if I take this and drag it, you'll notice that now it changed to 5.93, and likewise the height changed to 5.93 as well. You can do this with anything, boxes, circles. Say you wanted to make a perfect circle. You can make a circle off to the side. You click the cursor. Now it has the dash perimeter box. I want a perfect circle. I'm going to unlock that, make it 1. Make it 1, and now I'm going to lock it. And now, I gotta unlock it and make this exactly 1. I didn't click enter, so 1. So now once I have 1 and 1, I lock it, and now I can grab a corner, I can drag it bigger or smaller, it stays proportionally a circle. So I'm going to get rid of that. I don't want that in my figure. So now I have this shape here, this square. I'm going to bring in some images here. So I have a bunch of random images that came off of the internet. If I go down here to the bottom of the window, I can change this view to a details view, and I can see that I have JPEGs, PNGs, and here's all those image names. I'm going to go back to my graphical view so that I can see what they look like, and I'm just going to go ahead and drag, say, this deer head up into here and drop it off. Click OK. So there it is. So now I have the deer head. It's on my desktop, and the way that I did that, I just dragged and dropped from a file directory. So on your computer, you can just click down at the bottom or in your start menu. You can just go to your documents folder. It opens up a window, and you can open that up, open this up, and you can locate a file. This is a clip art file that we have. And this has a whole bunch of random stuff in it, where you could just take those and you could just click, hold, and then drag and drop. And when you do that, now we have another one in there. So I'll delete that, and I'm really going to work with this deer head. So notice that as I hover over my box, I have this square here. That's going to go away when I do a trace bitmap function. So I can go up and go to path and go to trace bitmap. It's going to open this window. And if you click update, you have to have the image selected. So I have that selected. I click update, click OK. And notice now it dropped a smaller perimeter box around the deer head. That's because it just did a vector tracing on that head. So as I drag it away, now you'll notice it doesn't have a background anymore. And if I zoom in closer to it, you'll notice that it has nice clean profiles all the way around it. And if I zoom in on the other deer head, the one that we generated this from, you'll notice that we have pixels all the way around. So we don't have any use for this one anymore. We're going to click it, delete it. We can close out of this window here, and there we have it. So we have our deer head. We can make this bigger the same way we did the box. We can drag the side and scale it, or we can go up here and say we want our width a certain size and our height a certain size. So we're going to go ahead and make the height 3.5 inches. There it is. So now I'm going to grab it, drag it. I'm going to put it somewhere right about here because I want it to go on the top of my square. So now I'm going to hold and drag, highlight everything. So there you go. I have the deer head that's behind the square, and then I have the square cut out. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want to center the deer head and I want to center the box. I'm going to go over here to my alignment options. I have a alignment tab that aligns left to right. I click that and you'll notice that it shifted the deer head over just a little bit. I'll do it again so you can see it. The deer head's here. If I hover over both of them, doesn't matter where they are. Now if I hover over both of them and I click right here, it'll do a center on your vertical axis. It'll automatically snap it in the center of the box. So once that's there and I have them both selected with the dashed lines around them, I can go to Path, Exclusion, and it cuts the deer out of that box. Now if I wanted to cut this, I could just go ahead and send this out by going to File, Save As, and Save as a DXF. Watch the DXF video or exporting from Inkscape to my Plasm. But we're going to go ahead and add one more thing to this. We're going to add a text. So we're going to go over to the left-hand side, select our text function, click here, and I'm just going to write Tucker. Right? Once that's done, you're not going to be able to edit in this. Notice when I hover over it, my cursor has a little A next to it, which means I am still in my font command. So if I click Escape on the keyboard once or twice, it clears out that command, and notice it brings me right back to my cursor selected, which is right here. I can take that, and now I can drag it bigger, and if I want to stretch it, I can still do that. And I can put it right there, and I will do the same thing. So if I drag this off, I hover over everything, and now I'm going to go to the right-hand side, center, left to right, and Path, Exclusion, and there it is. So that's a simple name in a plaque. We have the deer. To send this over to my Plasm, go to File, Save As, SGB or SVG, to AutoCAD, and deer black Tucker. So that's how we save it. We click Save, OK, Replace. We can open it in my Plasm and we can cut it. So that's as simple as it is to make a quick cutout. If you wanted to, say, stencil the E on here, you can do that by just clicking your box feature. And you can click on the cursor, drag it right over the E, right about there, hover over everything, and go to Path, Union. And now it connected the bar to the E. So now you have a name. It's automatically stenciled. You can do that stenciling feature with any font. It's nice and simple to do. So you would just, once again, go up to Path and go to Union whenever you have your figures positioned over the other figures that you're working with. So it's going to join it together. So if you put a box here and you said, right now it's a separate box. This is a separate figure. I put them close together like this. Hover over everything. Path, Union. It is now one piece. So if I want to undo, I just hold Control and tap Z. There it is, back to what we had. So that's all there is to it. We're going to try to keep the video short. This one is already over. We're 8 minutes on it. But once you get these basic features, you'll be cranking through files. You'll be able to do image vectorization. If you have our software, Art Pro Automation, all of this stuff that I'm showing you in here, we have other videos for Art Pro Automation. It'll automatically do everything that I just did, all within our one software. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to call us. And as always, if you have any questions at all or need you want a specific video for us to do, you can go ahead and email that video request to support@Squickmon's, and just do a tagline, video request or tutorial request, and we'll do our best to answer all those questions, get a video. If it's just one thing you want to learn how to do, feel free to drop it in there as well. We'll make a video on it and upload it. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Tune in for the next video. Where we're going to be covering a lot of stuff. Always check in with the Google Drive. We're always adding more videos. This is fairly new, the My Plasma interface, so we're trying to actually go back through all of the Inkscape tutorials that we have for the Maverick series and also update them for the Elihu series. Drop those into you support at Squickmon's. Otherwise, you can always feel free to give us a call and make that request to us. But the best way to do it is drop it to support. That'll go directly to me, and then I'll be able to make those changes and those updates. So thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.